Thank you very much for coming back so promptly from the coffee break. We had a fantastic morning this morning with a whole range of different speakers. And I'd just like to talk about some of the elements that were raised by them. First of all, with content creation, we heard from Zach King, of course. But one of the lessons out of that is we don't want to dive in. Figure out what you're looking to do, what your brand needs, and how does it fit within your broader strategy. The last thing you want to do is to make something viral for the sake of going viral. Is that what your brand really needs? Is that really where you need to take things? We heard from a publisher. This is a way that brands can open up partnerships. You don't actually have to create everything yourself. You can, in fact, team up with others and have a way of engaging a new audience that you would never previously work with. When you do that, however, again, you need to figure out how that fits in with your broader strategy. A young audience is not necessarily the relevant audience unless that's driving forward your business. Remember, grown-up social is all about building brands and businesses in the social context. We then heard in terms of the B2B marketing. Every sector, not just B2B, has its own particularities. You need to know what the particularities of your sector are. We heard from, there was a fashion brand was talking earlier. There's a number of people in the fashion sector here. Insurance, FMCG, all of them have their own particularities and the ways that people will share content, and you have to pay attention to those. Those are your rules for the creation of content. And that doesn't just vary according to what LinkedIn was showing, the social platform you're using, where in a social context you're very nostalgic, whereas in a business-to-business context, you're very much looking to what you can accomplish professionally. It also goes according to geography. And if you have a responsibility for multiple markets, you have to pay attention to why people share in one given market versus another. And we actually have done a study about that we'll be releasing later today, about why people share in one country or culture versus another. And it turns out there are very clear mapping of what it is that people share. Is it more informational? Is it more entertaining? Is it longer form, shorter form? And it varies very much and very clearly according to market. Then we heard from some brands. And what we learned from brands is really that there is a balance you have to strike between what you do in-house and what you outsource to that agency, which might be Ogilvy. And when you are making that decision, really at the end of the day, it is a mistake to outsource everything. You need to take responsibility for certain things. Is it setting up a newsroom like Nissan has done? Maybe, maybe not. It depends what your core capabilities of your company are, what your priorities are, and how far along the process of using social you are. In terms of the creation of content itself, if you're doing something highly experimental, even if you're a brand that takes lots of risks like Coke, one of the important things is to test. And we even saw that with Zach. Make sure to measure and test. Try it out in a market where you can see if it works, learn from that, and bring those in for the next phase of rollout. Next up, we will have the mobile. One thing I wanted to emphasize is the wonderful drawings that are going on. Can we put some drawings on the screen? We had the feed for the drawings. The GoPro is going live. The lights are on. Here we are, live. Some of the great drawings being done. Coming up, we're going to have the mobile section. ROI and mobile. Mobile phones are part of our identity. In a fundamental way, they're an extension of our physical selves. You know, people talk about how we're just getting to the extension of our physical selves with things like Nike Plus bands or Jawbone. In fact, the mobile phone is already there. It really is an extension of ourselves. I cannot remember the last time I woke up using anything other than my mobile phone as an alarm clock. It's a personal device, an extension of me and part of what I do. In terms of mobile, we'll be hearing from around two platforms. Kakao Talk, we'll be talking about the innovations coming out of their company, Korean company that is one of the bigger players in the zone of mobile chat. We'll be hearing about WeChat. From services, we'll be hearing about Vis. Vis is a service that brings fashion to sort of fashion meets mobile, Pinterest meets mobile. How can we drive sales? How can we interest people in products, fashion products? That's what we'll be hearing from with this. Social-led mobile. We'll be hearing from Peter Lau, who's the CEO of OnePlus, which is a mobile phone company in China, and how they are not building an audience thanks to social. They're actually building products based around social. And then we'll be having a research blast from Joseph Webb of TNS about the latest look forward at where mobile stands. Throughout these sessions, make sure to tweet Social Matters. We'll be taking questions from the hashtag Social Matters for the next parts. They'll be appearing up on the screen in a curated manner, not every tweet, just the ones that our crack team in the back has been approving as questions to be asked. But make sure to put them up. But always, if you feel like you have a burning question, just wave your arms and we'll call on you.